What's going on, lads and lasses? Welcome back to 100% Mag. So the Premier League kicks off on Saturday for us Newcastle United fans. Of course, it kicks off tomorrow for Liverpool and Bournemouth fans. But for us Newcastle United fans, it's Saturday. It's a 12:30 kickoff down in Villa Park as we take on Unai Emery's Aston Villa. Let's get into it. So this is a match preview for the game on Saturday. First game back in the Premier League season for the 25-26 season. And let's look at, of course, the Aston Villa side of things, talk about their side of things, and then we'll go into talking about the Newcastle side. So Emilio Martinez will be suspended for Aston Villa after picking up a red card on the last day of the season, of course. And that means that Marco Baisot, their new signing, of course, from Stade Brest, who played us at St James's Park last season in the Salah Cup, of course, conceding the only goal of the game from Harvey Barnes for us to beat Stade Brest. He will be in goal for Aston Villa on Saturday when it all kicks off at 12:30 down at Villa Park on TNT Sport. And also, there'll be some more debuts as well, as forward Ivan Gustad, of course, is set for debut in the Premier League for Villa from his move from Nice, of course, as well. And Morgan Rogers could return for Aston Villa from a pre-season ankle injury as well. Looking at the news going into it on the Newcastle side of things, for us, we will be out without Joe Willock, who is ruled out through injury. There's possible PL debuts for Anthony Elanga and Ramsdale and Malik Chow, or Mali, as he will be affectionately known by me on the channel. Eddie Howe returns to the away dugout at Villa Park as well after missing last season's game down there, where we ended up losing 4-1. Of course, he missed it because of illness, and we also beat Aston Villa in the reverse of that fixture at St James's Park 3-0. However, with goals coming from none other than Anthony Gordon, Isak, and of course Joe Linton. The goals in the reverse down at Villa Park last season were, of course, Shaw for us, an own goal by Dan Burn, and then goals from Ollie Watkins, Maatsen, and of course Onana. But looking at it, this is going to be an interesting game. The officials going into the game, it's going to be Craig Pawson to take charge of Newcastle's opener once again. He took charge of our opener last season against Southampton. We all know what happened in that game at St James's Park. It was a 1-0 win to Newcastle, but we did see Fabian Shaw being sent off for play acting by Ben Barrington Diaz. Of course, but we still ended up going on to win the game. And looking at our results with Craig Pawson involved in our matches, we have won our last 7 away games with him in charge of officiating, and we have been awarded a penalty in our last 3 away games when he's refereed. Of course, and keep an eye on VAR, as Peter Banks, the Scouser, is on for this first game back in the Premier League. And what they expect on the pitch, it's high tempo. Both teams looking to set the tone for the season ahead. We've got, of course, Liverpool right after this game in our second Premier League game of the season, so we're going to have to hit the ground running and get the points on the board early. And we, of course, as mentioned, could possibly see the feature of a few of our new boys in there, of Anthony Elanga, Aaron Ramsdale, Malik Chow, and the rumoured and confirmed Craig Hope, of course, of Jacob Ramsey coming up to, of course, Newcastle for a medical, and he might even be available, even if it is off the bench. He may be available to play against his old team in Aston Villa if the medical is done in time. Villa will be missing their World Cup winning keeper, which could play a massive factor in the game against them. And of course, set pieces and transitions are likely to be key in this game. We do know that Aston Villa do love a good set piece. and they used it quite a bit last season, sort of similar to what we've seen Arsenal do as well last season. They do like to set themselves up on the corners quite well, and do like to set up for free kicks quite well as well, getting quite a lot of their points from that area, of course, in their play last season. And both of the teams are quick on the counter, and I think this season we're going to be that little bit quicker than we were last season. We've got Anthony Gordon on one wing, Anthony Elanga on the other wing, and then of course we're going to have, you know, Will Osula, by the looks of it, being the man up top, or it could be Anthony Gordon being the man up top, and then we could see, you know, Harvey Barnes coming in onto one of the wings instead. It is undetermined yet on how we will line up, but we will see that, I'm sure, obviously, you know, when it's closer to the game on Saturday. But it's about making the statement. It's about going early. It's about getting the results early and putting, you know, the first foot down on this season straight away, getting things going, and of course getting a bit of revenge as well from last season when we played Aston Villa down at Villa Park, that 4-1 defeat. Of course, Eddie Howe wasn't in the dugout for that one, but he will be in the dugout for this one, so a chance to get a little bit of revenge on that. But most importantly, getting ourselves off to a flying start in the first game back in this brand new Premier League season. And my score prediction for this will be, of course, Aston Villa 1, Newcastle United 2, and let us know your thoughts down in the comments below. As always, remember to like, share, subscribe to the channel. Massive thank you to everybody who tuned in as well for the live stream, and of course thank you for everybody showing the support that you have on the channel over the recent months as well. Big thank you to everybody for that. It means a lot and does help the channel to grow. So till next time, I'll see you all for the reaction and other videos on the channel. Bye, lads.